Welcome to my major project, Understory. Within this presentation, I want to highlight how the project developed from theory to reality. I initially wanted to help first-time buyers, as this was a personal attachment I had trying to be one myself. However, I had to force myself to zoom out and ask the question of what is home and why is it so important. This led me to a much more thoughtful project scope. Home being quite an expansive topic, there is a lot of different types of ways to look into it, and I wanted to become an expert within this. I used two main strands to do so: recognised secondary research as well as detailed primary research. Within the project, there are three main pillars being discussed. These are psychological, philosophical, and well-being. I read, watched, and learned from experts within these fields and more to gain a surrounding knowledge of my subject. Gaining the knowledge was a large part of the process, as I wanted to also write the book's content myself. The second strand of research I conducted was interviews, which happened both face-to-face and online. The interviews put in place were to get information and a more informal view of what home really is, as it is unique for every individual. These interviews were recorded, fully transcribed, and interviewees also donated images to help amass content for the book. As I just mentioned, the project's outcome was set to be a book. This was due to the open nature of the subject and a personal affection for print design. My research informed me that people have a yearning for the analogue formats due to the increased use of screens. This led to a symphony of thoughts about the book's size, cover style and finishing touches to be considered, which I'll conclude towards the end. The next step for the project came in forming an identity and feel to pair with the content. The project was anchored to IKEA and Phaidon, who successfully worked on a project together previously about sustainability. IKEA has a lot of values and visions beyond commercialization that make it an appropriate pairing. I took inspiration from IKEA in regards to colour. I used these as inspiration and chose the middle colours to be the mainstays within the publication. However, I did not tie myself down to those colours completely, as I wanted freedom within the interview sections. Another influence for the identity was the common nature of homes themselves. Homes are not commonly show-ready and often host belongings which feel full of contrast and difference. I wanted this to be available to see throughout the typography throughout the book. The type families used were Telegraph and Editorial Old from Pangram respectively. Telegraph's glyphs are slightly harsher in their curves, leading to longer lines, which I thought gave it a strong rigidity to act as the foundation of the house. To pair with this, the very different but necessary Editorial Old to add some flair and difference in parts of the project. A lot of the photographs taken are my own works. The ones which are not were given appropriate attribution, but the key theme stayed consistent. They were mostly faceless, and this was done so that the user would concentrate on the form and lines of items, moments, and architecture. Not all photography was black and white, however, I did choose to make a photo walk within the book black and white to emphasize shapes, identity, and tone. Moving into the production stage, I'm going to discuss some challenges and choices made within the project. One of the main challenges I had was the donated interviewee content had differences in quality, lighting, and colour. It took a while to modularize a format style that would work for such a wide variety of content. Another challenge was how the content flowed from one section to the next. The content's timeline was carefully constructed to balance emotion, pacing, and a mix of both research strands. Lastly, the project used zero artificial intelligence, which was a decision made for personal motivations, but also helped increase my connection to the finished piece. The outcome uses a Scandinavian feel within most sections, with some more dramatic and more decorated spreads within the interview stages. There is also a strong use of everyday influence from basic home items, such as blinds and printers used within those interview sections to create organic text effects and break up imagery for added detailing. In this modelled shot, you can see a space within the section that allowed for user-led reflection. Home can be a stressful topic for many, and well-being is a key part of why this project was chosen. Journaling and reflecting can help ease one's thoughts, and there is ample opportunity to do so within the book, and this also helps add tactility to the use of the book. The book size is not a regular print size. It is similar to an elongated A4, which is pleasant to hold without feeling overbearing. However, this led to the need to 3D model the mock-ups to not compromise at all. The chosen bound became a lay flat hardback bind, which helps with readability. Finished the book with a book band to add a softer touch in the form of a welcome mat for the user, which was finished in a textured material to help add tactility and to add to the user experience. This is the front of the book when it was fully modelled. The cover utilises a chevron idea from the front cover to the back cover, which is representing the gable of a roof. And it uses the essence of Scandinavian design, which is adding what needs to be added to communicate an idea and only adding the necessary elements. The project meant a lot to me on a very personal level, and I'm very thankful for being able to go through the project. I grew up in a good household, although it was quite non-traditional. Home was a rather untouched topic for me and my deeper feelings and thinking. I conquered a lot of firsts on this project, but most importantly for me, I learned a lot about myself along the way. So that is my project, Understory. Thank you for listening.